Max, back with another episode of Offshore Entrepreneur, the program for international business people, digital nomads, investors, and those who like to work remotely. In this episode, I'm going to give you my top five countries for under $1,000 a month or around $1,000 a month. Now, unlike a lot of people that do a top five, I have actually been to every one of these countries, spent time with them, and I can personally vouch for each one of the countries. Now, don't get me wrong, I would say that each one has its ups and downs, and I will kind of run through those. I'll briefly mention them, but they all are pretty good countries for under $1,000 a month or for around $1,000 a month. So let's get into the video. So number one, I'm going to have to mention, first of all, is Turkey. Turkey's an awesome place. I've been a few times now, really like it. Spent quite a bit of time there with my brother. Back before COVID in 2019, we were both working from there for a brief period of time, a couple of months, and I can tell you right now that Turkey's fantastic. I personally love the Turkish people. I like their culture. I like how well they mix with Christians, Westerners, everyone just kind of gets on, and it's very great. The architecture's pretty cool. Istanbul is one of the top cities for me in the world. It's so awesome. And I seriously have a problem with the cuisine where when I'm in Turkey I just pick out the food, and especially the baklava. Like, I seriously have an addiction to the baklava. Every time I go to Turkey, and either Friday or Saturday, I will finish fasting, because I normally do quite a bit of intermittent fasting, and I will buy a huge box of baklava and I will just eat it to myself. Now obviously I don't do that all the time, the calories in it are horrific, but it's fantastic, and I thank the Turkish people for producing such good stuff. If you just go online and just look at the property that's available in Turkey for like $100,000 for an apartment, a couple of $100,000 for a villa with a pool, if the quality of these buildings and like how they look and the architecture and everything, they are so beautiful. I don't think there's another destination in the world where you can get something that looks so beautiful at such a bargain, realistically. So yeah, if you are someone that's looking for a villa, if you're looking for an apartment, I would seriously check out Turkey. It's awesome. One of my favourite destinations in the entire world, and a place that I actually used to live, is the Philippines. I love the Philippines. It is one of my favourite countries worldwide. I have spent a considerable amount of my time there. If it wasn't for certain factors now in my life that dictate that it's more efficient for me to live in Latin America, I can tell you right now I will be living in the Philippines again. It's an awesome country. It's pretty cheap to live in. You can learn Tagalog or one of the dialects if you want, but you don't have to do. Parts of Manila are essentially like a little America, obviously with worse infrastructure. Again, was there with my brother, spent quite a bit of time there. I really like Makati in Manila. I also really like Bonfacio Global City. Bonfacio Global City is crazy. It's crazy. It looks like something from the future. It's so shiny, it's so new, it's awesome. But I will say that the problem with Manila is the traffic and trying to get anywhere. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a great place to live. I think it's awesome. But if you live in Manila, you're going to have a lot of problems with the traffic because the infrastructure just hasn't caught up with the amount of cars and things that are on the road. So if you go live in the Philippines and you aren't ready for that kind of chaos that comes with living in Manila, because it is one of the most densely populated areas in the world, I would say check out Cebu. That's a pretty chilled out place. Or check out places around Cebu. It's the sister or the queen city, as they say, and you can live there easily for under $1,000 a month. Great scene, great life down there. And if you haven't checked it out, I would recommend going down there. Another great thing about the Philippines, it's actually one of the top outsourcing destinations in the world. So yes, not only can you live there for a very price competitive amount of under $1,000 a month if you want. If you like to play pool, there's a great pool scene, awesome bars. But it's just an awesome country. And yeah, the outsourcing industry over there is booming. If you want to outsource parts of your staff, or you're interested in sourcing staff in the Philippines, contact us. We can provide that as well. I would be remiss if I didn't say that Paraguay was one of my favourite destinations. As someone who spends a large amount of his year in Paraguay, I've got to say to you that I think Paraguay for under $1,000 a month can be one of the best destinations to stay in. Now, don't get me wrong, if you're someone who wants to go party lifestyle all the time, even though Paraguay has a club scene, it has bars, bar complexes and things like that, you're not going to get what you might get in like Buenos Aires or parts of Brazil, with the intense bars and the party scene. There is a party scene, there are clubs, there are bars that are pretty good, but you're not going to get that. So if you want that, I'd probably pick a different country. But in terms of tax planning, in terms of your pocket, in terms of outdoor spaces, and a very, very cheap destination to live, and the digital nomad community down here, the international business person community is constantly growing. I think Paraguay, Asunción, is a great place to live. So our consulting firm, Offshore Entrepreneur, offers residency in Paraguay. We are one of the best providers of residency in Paraguay. If you want to get that, you can go to our website. Either myself personally or my assistant will come meet you. We will run you through the residency process. We are very price competitive and we offer a fantastic service. So what are you waiting for? Come to Paraguay. If you are someone who's concerned about the future of humanity or the future of Western nations, Paraguay, again, it's the heart of South America. It's a small landlocked nation. It's not going to be going to war with anyone. The economy is rising pretty steadily, consistently year after year, but at a much quicker pace than the West. And the residency is easy to get. Now, obviously there have been quite a few changes recently, but here at Offshore Entrepreneur, we can help you with those. So if you are looking to get residency in Paraguay, go to our website, I'll put the address here, and reach out to us. We can walk you through the process and make sure you end up in Paraguay with your residency and everything done that you need. Another underrated destination, in my opinion, for people that are looking to spend under $1,000 a month is Bulgaria. Bulgaria's awesome. Like, I really like Bulgaria. A lot of people don't. Now, don't get me wrong, bits of Sofia are kind of run down. You know, the train system when I was there back in like 2018 was pretty run down. But, you know, Bulgaria's a great place. The people are really nice. Around a 10% tax rate. Cheap property. Down in Varna, there's some great beaches around there, around Burgas too. And it's just an awesome place in general. The people are really nice, really friendly, and yeah, you can live down there pretty cheap. So check Bulgaria out. And my final destination is Cambodia. Really like Cambodia. Spent quite a bit of time there myself. Went there with my dad for the first time years ago. Also went with a girl that I used to date. It's a great place, fantastic. And you know, they have some new offers now with being able to get citizenship via property investment, things like that, which is fantastic. But yeah, I really recommend Cambodia. For myself, I like Thailand. My dad used to live in Thailand, which is a little bit too touristy for me. So if you're someone who likes the vibe of Thailand, but you'd like it, you know, turning down, you know, 20-30%, then I would say Cambodia might be the place for you. So yeah, and it's a pretty diverse place, pretty interesting. They use the dollar as well as their currency. So it's pretty easy for Americans to go over there and spend money, or anyone, you know, who uses the dollar. You're not going to need to change loads of money and be walking around with different currency. So anyway guys, thank you for tuning into the channel, thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, if you want to check out our services, which include residency, company formations, consulting regarding company structures and tax planning, you can go to our website, Offshore Entrepreneur. I'll put the address here, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.